Hey, it's the Scotch Test Dummies. We got an anniversary show.
That's right, 4 years, and
Woo,
Jim Murray's 2017 Whiskey of the Year, E.H. Taylor 4-grain.
I heard it was in a Bible.
Let's test it! All right, so
Woo, what was that?
okay,
Like a yodel.
Jim Murray's Whiskey of the Year, but before we get into that, we got a couple things to address. One is our Scotch God shout out, which goes to the person responsible for us getting this.
Which are part of a group.
It was a group that led us to a person, and hence here we are.
Down a trail.
So our
quest.
Our Scotch God shout out goes to the Wichita Flight Club.
Now, they're different on Instagram. What is their webpage?
Webpage is flightclubict.com.
Right.
ICT is the airport initials for Wichita.
Right. Yes.
So on Instagram, okay, so let's back up just a little bit. They are a local whiskey tasting club.
Right.
And you got to know one of the members, and they invited us to a
tasting. We had lunch. So we got invited.
So we went to the tasting.
Wonderful tasting. It was independent bottlings from Scotland.
One of the guys there on Instagram, he's at JD Carey, JAYDCARY.
Goodness.
But we were talking, and at the time we were talking about allocated bottles and different things, and this was a month and a half ago. And he said, "Hey, I've got a couple bottles of the E.H. Taylor 4-grain."
So this is pre-Bible.
Yeah. If you guys want to, get you a bottle if you want to try it.
Right.
And I was like, it's the E.H. Taylor. Yeah, they're okay.
It's good.
It's good. There's a lot. We got a lot on the table right now.
We got a back burner we're trying to clear.
Not interested. So
what changed your mind?
Well, leading up to just this week, Jim Murray announces the E.H. Taylor 4-grain is 2017 Whiskey Bible Whiskey of the Year.
And you're an acolyte of Murray?
Immediately, I'm like, Jay was just telling me he had some bottles of that. So now, this was a limited release. It came out in the spring. It allocated bottles. And I don't think it sat on the shelf long. If it was on the shelf, people snatched it up. It's a $70 to $80 retail bottle. Mm-hmm. So
they marked it up now, though.
I go to Instagram and immediately hit up Jay. I'm like, "Hey, you still got one of those bottles?" He says, "Well, and with what happened this week, I just told Dr. Steve I've got to message you guys and see if you still want a bottle."
There you go.
So now, Jay, and then they said, "Will you wear our shirts during the review?" Yes. Absolutely.
Wings.
So the Wichita Flight Club.
Whiskey.
Yes.
Whiskey wings.
Okay, so just yesterday I picked this up. I sat down with it. Bart got to sit down with some. Let's see what we got.
Taste it.
Now,
yeah.
So the E.H. Taylor 4-grain, corn, barley, wheat, and rye.
So those are the 4 grains.
That's the 4 grains.
I'm glad you.
Now, the story is that Colonel E.H. Taylor.
So corn, wheat, barley, single malt,
and rye.
Single malt, that it was a malted barley. Sometimes they'll malt the barley, sometimes they don't.
Maybe.
I bet it was. Okay. Rye. Percentages?
But Colonel E.H. Taylor, I don't know the mash bill on it, believed in that certain grains from certain farms or certain farmers was better than others. So he would for certain batches, he would hand select those grains. Which is part of the story of this. These were the hand-selected, the better batches of corn, wheat, barley.
It's not accidental. It's fundamental. There's a little dull there. Mental. Now,
I tell you, when I cracked it, it's got a great nose. It jumps right out.
When you poured it, the nose was coming. It was wafting through. Not quite as strong as like a peated, but it was still wafting over. Like some of your good sherry finishes will do the same thing, where they're climbing right up out of the Glencairn.
The first thing I got on the nose was cherries, which usually comes along with a heavy wheated bourbon.
Okay.
The cinnamon, caramel, and dusty corn.
Right. Totally get the cinnamon first. You call it caramel. I kind of get a honey. And like, I guess that corn does linger in there as well. But you're right, there's a dusty kind of nose to it. Like a barn dust.
I looked online a little bit to kind of see what the consensus was on this. A lot of people weren't that impressed with it. And so, I mean, I had low expectations coming in. It's an E.H. Taylor. It's Jim Murray's Whiskey of the Year. Jim Murray also responsible for the Crown Royal Northern Harvest Rye.
So you had low expectations?
Offended a lot of people. Yeah. I mean, I kept them low because I'm thinking palates are different. Just because Jim Murray said this is the whiskey of the year doesn't mean it's going to be the best whiskey we've ever had. Agree?
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's what my expectation. Okay, it's a good whiskey. Let's get it. Low expectations. Let's try it. Let's see where we're at.
Okay.
I didn't expect it to best. A couple others we always reference.
You usually follow whatever Jim Murray drinks religiously.
Sure.
So here's what Murray's done great. He's got a big following and he sells books. That's what he does. And I would personally think you get some of that by being different or controversial. All I'm saying.
Could be.
Yeah.
On the taste, neat, and this is a bottled in bond whiskey as well, 50%. What's the bottled in bond? Means it's got this nice little seal on here.
It's aged at least 4 years.
In a government
It's got to be at
monitored
least
warehouse.
50% ABV. Yeah. It's locked under bond.
Yep. So they can't add spit and stuff to it
Yeah.
to dilute it.
Started from 1896. They didn't want adulterated liquor. They decided to put it in a bottle and to strap it. And
Well, so the government can monitor and control it and say there's nothing added to this that shouldn't
exactly right, it was great. And then some of the bottled in bonds that are out there, they haven't updated. And they not that this one has, but some of them have this, like the mellow corn. I still want to get. It's got that old retro, almost 1960s labeling to it. I just love that.
Creamy, buttery, butterscotch, vanilla. That's neat. I still got more notes.
The way you just said butterscotch. That threw me. You threw me. Great mouthfeel, velvety. I pick up most of it kind of on the roof of my mouth, a little bit high cheek, which is interesting. It sits warmly on the back of my tongue. The finish is very, very corn and cream. Creamed corn.
So I got right there, cream corn.
Ooh.
And right above it, candied corn.
Wow.
You know, the little candied corn in Halloween.
I had to get lucky somewhere. You got like 28 notes.
I know. I got quite a few notes on it.
I could have said like corn on the cob. You'd be like, boom! I got the cob. So I get that. I need more. Is what I need.
Like I say, the candied corn, the cream corn, cinnamon, a cotton candied sugar sweetness, and maybe not even just cotton candy, but a candy.
I'm with you. Almost kind of like it's a taste, but it's almost like the smell you get from the spun sugar when they're spinning the cotton candy, and then they dip the little dowel in there and wrap it. I'm with you on that.
Now, and I've got in my notes, and I spent some time with this yesterday. Still no water, very enjoyable, 50%.
Oh yeah, it's a great sipper. It's got a little bit of heft to it.
A slight oak, not too much oak, and I'm not sure what the age is on this. At least 4 years. We know that.
You know, I'm picking up the rye is very present. Although rye doesn't hide well. That's one thing I like about rye. It says, "Hello, here I am." And I love high rye mash bills. I don't know what the mash bill is, but I'm really picking up a nice rye, like ting, like a rye spike to it. I am going to add a little water.
I've just got a slight rye. It's in there, but it's not overpowering.
Right, it's not like a dill, or it's not it's forefront for me as far as that spicy cinnamon kick.
Little bit of the spicy, almost more spicy black pepper.
I love that. 108, by the way, is my.
Oh yeah, 107. This is our 4-year anniversary. We briefly touched on that. October 18th of 2013.
Wow.
4 years ago, we started with our first review on YouTube.
That is true.
We were really good, too.
He wanted to delete a couple of the early episodes.
Not the first one. The first one's okay. There's a couple other ones that I was like, we need to just
Well, in
delete
the first one, I do get to mention the phrase, quote, like gay to lovers, end quote. You got to go watch the show to see how that's referenced.
Episode number 1, Kalila.
Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one. And if you go, we've had a lot of people binge watching old episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got people commenting. That's one thing I know. I feel very confident in the channel when people are still making comments on the old habanero show, or the episode where your mom's on, or then my mom comes on, or when we're wearing the mustaches. Whoop, go back and binge watch. I'm telling you, there's some gold in these last 4 years. So, wow, I just punched myself in the nose with my Glencairn.
Water brought out a little bit of a pine. Pine note. Mintiness, kind of. Pine nut. Caramels.
No, you know what? When you said mintiness, you're exactly right. It's that pine, almost pine, mint, like a forest. Mm-hmm. And then I get the cream caramel coming back in.
Now, see, to
That's
me,
interesting.
water, even right there, brings out more of the caramel. The caramels come out better.
Yeah, because I first got that foresty mintiness, and then the caramel cream popped right back in. I love when whiskeys, and I get a lot from scotches, but I love when they transition. This one's bourbons are usually much stronger, so your transitions are not as subtle. But there's a nice double transition there, at least in the nose.
Yep. The nice candy sweetness stays in there with it. And I kept notching my score up. I started, I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but as I sat down and just spent some time with it and let it air, and my first dram yesterday I probably spent an hour with.
That's good.
And it's just like my score kind of kept creeping up a little bit on it.
Well, that's one of the things, since, ICT, Whiskey Wings, is sitting down with other lovers of whiskey and then sharing drams with them. You and I, over the last 4 years, have talked about a lot of things, but one of the biggest things that we've had on top of the whiskey fabric, which is all these folks coming together and kind of knitting together that have that shared love for whiskey, which we definitely got from the Whiskey Wings crowd, is just...
Whiskey Wings crowd.
Sorry. Well, the club. Flight Club.
Flight
Sorry.
Club.
I keep saying Whiskey Wings. I always see these and I think Whiskey Wings. I got to stay with Flight Club, ICT, Wichita.
Threw me for it. I was like,
yeah, sorry.
Wings.
I know. I always see it and I think
Buffalo
Whiskey
wings?
Wings. Whiskey Wings. That is true. It sounds like a barbecue sauce. But coming back is that, because our whole deal is approachable and keeping whiskey fun. And those guys were a blast. We told some stories. We actually had a spouse come downstairs and tell everybody to quiet down because the kids a floor up or 2 floors up might be awakened. Okay. And there was that laughter and the camaraderie and the shared love of whiskey. And I think that is what really makes the darker spirit, the brown spirits, the whiskeys, really network and knit these folks together. I mean, to sit down and enjoy this is just a pleasure.
Now, I touched on this, so this came out in the spring. I think this is going to be an annual release. I know the second batch is supposed to come out in the spring of 18.
If it wasn't, it will be now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're going to play. The marketing will work well on this. I've got to ask you, over 4 years, what has been, and this is pop quiz, we didn't plan this, what would you say has been, I don't know, the most enjoyment you've received from the show, or the most fun? And then we can score it. I see you got a 92. To me, that's an 89. Maybe it'll warm with me. But what is what have you gotten out of it?
The whiskey fabric, like you touched on, just meeting people. We've started doing the live streams, hooking up with people all over the world, really.
Yep. Oh, no. Yeah, totally.
Well, I started at 89, and as I spent time with it, kind of
See,
kept
that's where I'm
creeping.
at. Okay.
Yeah. On initial impression. So, It really kind of opened up, got smoother and creamier with as it oxidized and gave it some time. But expectations. I mean, my expectations weren't that high for it. I mean, I came in hopefully at a blank slate. Let's sit down and see what we got.
You were like, eh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then knowing that it's made whiskey of the year, it's definitely worth reviewing whether we agreed with that or not.
Sure.
I mean, it puts it on the deal. I like E.H. Taylor in general.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about, is it worth it at
That's what I was going to ask.
$70 to $80 retail range?
Definitely.
Yes.
It's very flavorful. I don't think it's worth much more than that. If it goes crazy, if all of a sudden a liquor store is like $190, keep it 70, 80. It's good, but it's worthy of that. It's flavorful. Part of me still says it's good, but I still wish, and I'm living in like 2014, 2010, I still think this should be a $45 to $50 bottle.
Sure.
I mean, it's got quality in there, and I know those times have passed. We did on our live show, we did a whole rum thing last night, and they were talking about, Swami was talking about how rum is still affordable. That a lot of the bourbons and scotches have been taken over by folks that are buying them even as investments, not to consume, but and I'm like, so yeah, it's good.
Traveling dummy.
So what this is, I'm gonna spit some whiskey, is fans around the world will take pictures, usually with our coins, sometimes with the shirt, of a location that they're at, a neat area, and it's our virtual way of traveling the world. So first of all, you can hashtag Traveling Dummies. That's both with a double L and a single L. Found out that in England, or Scotland, there's two L's. So we've got both those URLs, or hashtags, sorry. But take a photo, put it up there, and sometimes you'll make it onto the show.
You put it on Twitter, put it on Instagram, send it to Bart on Facebook. He might check it once in a while.
Yeah, you can also do Bart at scotch-dummies.com.
Oh, yeah, email it to us.
At scotch-dummies.com.
You don't even have to have it up. Just pop it up there. Ready?
Boom!
The One Glass Man.
You know what I noticed there?
He was at the Whiskey Exchange in London.
Apparently.
What a great place for the Dummies coin to be at.
Security camera.
Yes.
No, and it's a beautiful arch. I mean, look at that. The glass. Ooh, wow.
I was just looking up.
You zoomed in on the bottles. You should be looking at it right now. Something's 25 pounds. Can we tell what number?
Sold here.
What numbered coin that is? It's a cask 2 coin.
258, it looks like.
Cask 2 coin, 258. By the way, what do we have? About 100 cask 2 coins left?
Less, I think.
Less. Yeah. Buy those now. We've had a cask 1, a cask 2. We'll be making a cask 3, but they're limited. We only had 350 of these. You can go to our website.
These 2 coins right here, we're going to put on eBay.
Oh, that's right, because it's our anniversary.
Our 4th anniversary episode.
So we're going to sign these too.
We did Jim Murray's Whiskey of the Year.
Ooh, and we'll deface them with our signatures.
We'll initial them.
I might even draw a mustache on on the guys on the white side.
Don't mark it up too much.
Oh, mine are getting a mustache.
All right. Thanks for 4 years of outstanding whiskey fellowship.
Yeah, we just enjoy hanging out with you guys. That's what we do.
Thanks for watching us for 20 minutes. Plus a lot of the time.
It's like a whiskey quest. Merry whiskey men.
People said no one will ever watch you guys for 20 minutes.
Yeah, you guys.
Some do.
Yeah, you guys ramble. Especially me.
Some watch.
Because you know why? Because we're going to Scotch It, you Scotch gods.
Cilantro. Dummies.